Jacob is here. We will be sampling some of them. We want to hear from you. And of course, our top story, we begin back home where Kenya's rising Starlets are daring to dream and they're inching closer to a first World Cup finals set for this year in Poland after they beat Tanzania 1-0 at home, and of course the return leg set for next weekend in Dar es Salaam. Can they go all the way? Take a look at the highlights, how that match went down at the Ulinzi Sports Complex in Nairobi.
Hebu tazama melito yake hapa. Alifika kwa wakati na kumnyima huru huo. Bila shaka piga moja refu kule. Cruz wake bila cheza na mlinda mlango na ponya mpira sasa ni Ngesoleni. Tafuta kusaidia. Bado cheza kimataifa kweli kweli kabisa. Hebu tazama alichokifanya. Akatoa -1 safi kweli kweli, lakini kaunita moto kwa Lydia Maximilius Karamo. Mary ameuza kiatu kwa birahisi, lakini amelazimika kuendelea na upambanaji. Chezo aribu goli la kwanza. Kuna tabu gani pale katika ratibu ya kujaribu kunia ule mpira? Baada merudi tena, ameanza vya kwake. Bwana upoteza nafasi ya pekee Nekesa. Merudi tena, ameanza vya kwake. Bwana upoteza nafasi ya pekee Nekesa. Mwamuzi anasema haikuacha tuendelee na upambanaji. Bwana upaisha. Forward imedhibitiwa vizuri. Mwamuzi anasema haikuacha tuendelee na upambanaji. Bwana upaisha.
And of course, those are the highlights of the match played at the Ulinzi Sports Complex. Steve, I'll start with you. On that game, what are prospects heading to Dar es Salaam? 1-0 win?
I watched the match from the beginning to the end. Not so convincing, but again, a win is a win. I think we failed so much in the midfield. If we were to capitalize on the problem that we are having, we reinforce our midfield, beef up our defense, probably we work for a draw in Dar es Salaam, then that will be a better bet than trying to go to try and get a win in Tanzania. We might get a loss while working for a win back in Tanzania. We were very slow. We were losing so much of the balls, dropping the balls, and you can clearly see, apart from a few individual brilliance, the whole team, I think, did give a 54% if I was to rate them. But the introduction of Emily Moranga in the second half, towards the end of the second half, I think brought in some spark, and clearly you can see the assist came from her to Mideva, who finished up to make it 1-0, Kenya going up against Tanzania. So the coach has a lot of work going into Tanzania. Those Tanzanian girls gave us headache. You saw even the goal that they scored, but it was a foul given to Kenya. But were it to stand, probably the scoreline would have been totally different. So we really need to rework on our setup. I don't know if there were players who we missed based on one reason or another, but I was not so convinced. The win was not convincing. It is sweet, yes, we beat Tanzania. Very sweet. but it was not so convincing.
You are looking for a convincing win, but give Tanzania what's due to them. They have been rock solid. They've beaten us in the final, so there's no lightweight.
Yes, and even the Sekafa, the Sekafa for the ladies, they have always toppled us. We have failed 2 times to make it to the CAF Women's Champions League, because we've been dented by the Tanzanians clubs, women clubs. So it was a sweet win, as you say, but again, I'm waiting to see if the coach will put in some spark to ensure that
that was in WAFCON. That is what the coach said, because
it doesn't matter.
Talking about WAFCON, meaning that they're gelling and staying together for that long. It really helped Tanzania with their performance. The girls that here, like for now, the rising starlets, they were called into camp.
The girls have graduated from the under-17 that was in the World Cup at Zita. So there is no excuse.
Either way, Jacob, how do we face the Tanzanian in the return leg? It is a formidable opposition. We must all agree to that. And Steve is saying he's not convinced by our victory. What must Coach Juma address heading to Dar es Salaam, which is going to be a very, very tough hunting ground? And
remember, after Dar es Salaam, by any chance, if we play a defensive and get a draw and make it through, we are meeting Cameroon.
But the first hurdle is Tanzania. That's what we must overcome right now.
Yeah, so very quick points from what Shtera and Zita have mentioned. You see, after you play a team and you don't get a lot of advantage at home, what you should capitalize on is reading the game. What is the strength of your opponent, so that by the time you are going there, you have a better picture of the kind of opponent you are going to face. Now, what was clear is that this is a team that can, you drop the ball a little and they score against you. So what would be very important would be caution. And for every person who has played football, you know that when you are playing at home, for example, the Tanzanians will be under pressure to make sure that they get an early goal. I think the plan should be within the first 15 minutes or 20, that if Kenya can get a goal, and then try to contain them throughout, because they have shown how good they are. But let me pick from what Zita talked about we have been saying this, and I know sometimes it feels bad when we speak this amid a qualifying process, that Tanzania and Uganda have been getting it right than us when it comes to age group teams in football. Just there, Zita is talking about a team that is coming from AFCON. Of course, Shtera mentioned about the World Cup, but just recently it was AFCON. WAFCON, I mean. Meaning that this team has been together for a long time. Remember, age group teams are always on the move. You do not have the same setup for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
Understand? So when it comes to the age group competitions within Sekafa region, our federation needs to be very careful with them, because you drop the ball one time, second time, third time, and if you have teams that are doing well consecutively, then they are building giants that are coming to scare you. Now, look at, for example, even what has happened with the boys. The other day we were discussing what happened during the Dr. Patrice Motsepe Pan-African School Games. You remember the teams arriving the same day when the games were being played in Uganda? You remember the scandal of the bus being painted with our flag, but across the border it is removed because it's an ordinary thing. and you see such a mistake. Kenyans will forget about it. But what we are doing, when Tanzania plays a CAF, they qualify, they go to AFCON. When Uganda do the same, they are building a momentum that is going to scare us soon. We're not careful. So basically what I'm saying, Waswahili nisema leo niseme kama Shtera, mla ni mla leo, mla jana kalani, mafanikio ya jana hayahesabiki, ni ya leo yahesabika. But with that sweet, I think I need to be fair and say we wish the girls all the best going to the second leg. This will be a question of psychology and mental strength and match management.
Absolutely. And talking of the girls, let's take a listen to what Coach Juma had to say after this victory at the Ulinzi Sports Complex.
Game rahisi. Tanzania is a good side. Majority of the players wanacheza senior team, walikuwa WAFCON na senior team last year. So for the girls, they've done a good job, and looking forward, we have something to protect, we have something to defend, so we'll still work harder. One thing you can correct, yes, we got a lot of chances, but going forward, try sana to utilize.
And of course, that's Coach Jacqueline Juma giving her thoughts after that victory. Benson, real quick, your thoughts on this match and what the coach has said there. Shitera is saying maybe our midfield needs some creativity, some spark heading to Tanzania, maybe in 30 seconds.
Sila, thank you for having me. I think Shitera is not being fair by what he's saying, because as you can see the videos, you can see the midfield is trying a lot. We have built like 8 chances that we didn't score. I think the issue is in the striking partnership. I think going to the second leg, with we should be having 2 strikers or 3 strikers there from the wings or something. But from the midfield, you can see a lot of work has been done. And going forward, I think if we start Mideva and the captain,
Mideva started?
Yeah, Mideva did a lot of work. I can see she scored the most important goal. But heading to Tanzania, it's a different ball game. We need to score at least 2 goals to make sure that the Polish dream is alive. But going forward, I think we are on the right track.
Actually, we are playing Tanzania on Saturday. That will be on 14th. And talking about
the Valentine's Day.
Yes, on Valentine's Day. I hope that the team travels very fast, because even the climate change, from the climate here in Tanzania, it's very different. Tanzania is very hot, as much as Upper Juaiko. And let's talk about what the Tanzanian coach talking about, that the surface was not good, which has not been good. Actually, even the Karasarani surface is not very well. I don't know what Sports Kenya are doing to maintain or manage the surface, the playing surface for the players. And something else that we need to know is that if we draw, of course, between the Botswana and Cameroon, both of them, I think they will look at the goal aggregate.
Actually, Cameroon beat Botswana 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. Yeah, that's a commanding victory.
Commanding victory.
And
it's still football.
Actually, for the record, if we overcome Tanzania, we're facing the Cameroon.
Yes, it's still football. But again, we're not. Because the Cameroon is being called Cameroon, is not going to make us like to have fear. So
yeah, on our way to the World Cup, the under-17s beat Cameroon.
Yes,
but you see, as everyone has said here, follow up. We beat Cameroon, then we went to the World Cup, then we came back, we relaxed.
Something that I love is you saw the new names that were called in the Harambee Starlets. They're part of, they were among the under-20, which is good, showing that there is a growth and a transition in this one. And Starlets are actually in the camp preparing for WAFCON. So as we talk about Rising Starlets, let's talk about the preparation of Starlets, how it's going and what is happening there. And I know, of course, Coach Beldin is doing a very good job, friend to Shitera.
Just say it's your friend. We need to move on, guys.
At the end of the day, we have to give them the flowers. We have an opportunity to qualify for the Polish dream, and at the end of the day, we are going there.
Let's get the questions.
But it will allow me very fast, because Zita has put my leg to this. You see. Now we are talking about the Rising Starlets, and already we have a result of the first leg here. Now, we don't want to have a lot of unresolved issues going to WAFCON, although Morocco has already created a lot of confusion about the venue. You see, what we were asking the other day, why is it that we have a coach who is taking a team to WAFCON without a proper contract? That's the question we have been asking. That's the first question, because everybody will be on her neck if the results are not good, for example. But nobody is asking, how can you be having a coach who cannot even take home what Swila you used to buy us? That's
and probably she might.
It's not a laughing matter.
Probably she might be the only one at WAFCON that does not have a proper contract. The point should be home at FKF.
Don't take his word for... anyway, we'll have Hussein here to answer that question. But let's shift.